Hello and welcome to the Roadster 2.0 walkthrough videos. We're going to walk you through the different elements of the car. I'm going to take you through the exterior. Steven's going to take you through the interior. Mike will take you through the touchscreen displays, and all three of us will take you through charging. Hopefully it'll make your Roadster ownership experience a lot more enjoyable and easier to understand, and we hope you enjoy them. Thanks. So next I'm going to show you how to close the hood. So normally we'll unlock the hood here, and you'll see where the hood release is in the next series with the interior. But there's two techniques you can use to close the hood. First, you can hold it about a foot or so up and just release it and it locks. The other technique is kind of like the way I'll show you how to close the trunk, is just one at a time. Give it some pressure until it locks, and then come to the other side and give it some pressure until it locks, because there's actually a lock on each side, and then the hood is nice and secure. All right, so the trunk is made out of carbon fiber. It's a very strong material, but it is a little bit flexible, and there's locks on each side of the trunk. So the best technique to use when you're closing it is just to kind of take your time. On the far left side here, start pushing more and more until you hear it lock, and then on the right side, do exactly the same thing, more and more pressure until you hear it lock, and then the trunk is locked. You'll see in the interior video where the button is for the trunk release, but for now, that's how you close the trunk. So to charge your vehicle, you need to know where to plug in. So right here, this is the charge port door. This is on the driver's side of the vehicle, just like normal, but instead of filling it with gas, you fill it with electricity. So you see that right now, it's shining white. That's basically so when you open the charge port door, if it's dark, you're able to see right before you plug it in. So if there was some reason that the car lost power and the electronic door releases didn't work, or say your key fob died and you weren't able to remotely unlock the vehicle, there is another way to get inside the car. And that way is only on the driver's side, about halfway in the middle of the door, there's actually a keyhole. So you can find it, you can feel there's a hole there. You can find it and unlock the door. So if for some reason, like I said, there's no power, or you can't activate the switch, or your key fob dies, that's the way that you're able to get in your car. So next we're going to install the soft top. So soft top is stored here in the trunk. There's a little depression in the trunk that the soft top sits in. What we're going to do is we're going to put it on top of the car. There are these arrows that point forward. Those always need to point towards the front of the vehicle. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open the door. You always want to install the soft top with the door open so that it doesn't mess with the seals, because you want it to seal properly. We set it about halfway across the vehicle. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the soft top supports here. Again, always want to make sure the arrows are pointing forward. There are little slots that you can load these into. You see that they're nice and flexible, so you just find these spots right there, put it in, and flex it into place there. So there you go, you've got your soft top supports. Next, unroll the soft top. There are some centering dowels. You see that's the black dowel right here on each side. Those go in first, and then the pins snap into place second. You'll see it better on that side, so I'll get this side all centered and locked into place. Next, on this side, the same thing. I'll unroll it. Again, you see the centering dowels and the slots that they go into on the top. And then the pin slides across and locks into this bottom hole. So pull it taut on that side and then on this side. Again, you want the door to be open before you close it, and just, and you're done. So to unlock the top, there are these pins, and what you need to do is push them towards each other. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to lock it. I'm going to put my middle fingers in with my thumb and palm of my hand on top. I'm going to push them towards each other, and as I'm doing that, I'm going to give it a nice quick and solid push down so it releases the pressure on the pins as I'm pushing it at the same time, and then the soft top should release. So I'm going to lock it right now. All right, so the pins are underneath here. I'm gonna put my middle fingers there next to the pins. Again, I'm gonna push them towards each other as I'm pushing down, and it should release. And there you go. And then you can just roll it back up into the center position on top of the car. All right, so now I'm just gonna flex the soft top support pieces out. Put this one on this side, walk around to the other side. Use the same technique with my middle fingers, although there's less tension on it now, so it should be a lot easier. Roll it towards the center. Flex out the other support piece. And then all I need to do is pick up the whole package and put it in the depression in the trunk. There you go, all nice and stored. And there you go. That's how to put the soft top on and take it off. It's a little awkward the first couple times, but after you've done it a few times, it gets a whole lot easier. You can take it off in about 60 seconds and put it on. All right, so now we're gonna reinstall the hardtop. First, just to let you know, at the front corners, there are these pins. There's 5mm Allen bolts that hold it in place. We keep them a little bit loose so it's easy to install them in the car. We put the front in first, slide it into position, go into the inside and make sure it's centered. Make sure the pins are properly in place. The Allen bolts, just make sure that they're finger tight for now. We'll tighten them up in a minute. Make sure the back is securely in place, which it is here. There are also some hooks on the back corners, so here and here. We'll swing those around. Make sure they're locked into place properly. And then I'll get Steven to bring me the header board here. This is the last piece. This screws into underneath, of course, but up front here. So underneath, it has the 3 bolts as well, and that'll help hold the hardtop in place. Get them centered. What you want to do is when you push the Allen wrench in there, you want to give it some pressure to make sure that some pressure straight on so that it goes in, it threads in correctly. You don't want to do it at an off angle. Again, just snug so it holds in place. Don't want to over tighten. And then there you go, and then you're done. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off the hard top. So we'll go into the tool kit first, pull out the 5mm Allen wrench, and there are 5 screws, and we'll unscrew those now and then lift off the hard top. All right, so now I've unbolted the hard top. So now I'm going to get a little help. We're going to lift it off and take it off the car. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift off the back first and then slide it off backwards. Steven, can you help me out? So you see we grab it back here. We'll lift up in the back first and then pull it out. And there you go. Put it in storage. So now I've got my tool kit, which I've gotten out of the trunk. Pull out the tow hook from the tool kit. And again, just in any case that you might need to be towed, you've already then put the car into tow mode, which puts it into neutral so it rolls freely. In the front of the car, there's this area where you can see there's usually a plug here that covers up the threads here. I've already removed that. Then what you need to do is insert the tow hook into the slot right here. You just screw it in. You want to screw it all the way in. Right now I'm just going to give it a couple turns so it stays stable. And what that allows the flatbed tow truck to do is hook onto that and pull the car up the ramp onto the tow truck so that you're able to get towed. So this is just in case anything were ever to happen where you would need to get the car towed. So that you can find in your tool kit, which you can find in the trunk of your vehicle.